All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited about this one here because we are starting the week off here in style, in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. And our guest here is going to tell us why he's the only one of the upcoming four wrestlers who are squaring off for the first ever Indie Vision champion to be crowned here next Wednesday, 9 days from now, Parkersburg, West Virginia, 325 7th Street, legit alternative wrestling. Our guest is going to talk about that. And he may, let's just say, zero in on a soul taker that he's been battling quite a back and forth they've had. He'll talk about that. He'll also talk about maybe his tag team partner in the Reckoning, Dave Jameson. He'll most certainly get into him because he has been the topic. He'll also maybe talk about some guy, Godric Sandwell, he knows pretty well, and he'll talk about what it would mean to him to win the Indie Vision Championship. And he'll talk about his journey, and he might even address some kid that calls himself the Controversy King, Wyatt Black, who had plenty to say about this chosen one. But I can assure you tonight, on the road to cease and desist, our guest is going to make Wyatt Black want to cease and desist, not only ever coming on to Sportswire Radio, but maybe just showing up to places like legit alternative wrestling. Plus, we will talk about who knows whatever else. But since we do things a little differently here, Mr. Taufua on Sportswire Radio, we have nearly 1,500 subscribers, and we have been blessed to have five of the biggest names in rock history and certainly wrestling history. Two of those names that a lot of people most certainly know in the mainstream. Some guy, Savio Vega, who was responsible for the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, although Stone Cold may not want to drive anymore going out in the ring there in Las Vegas. We'll leave that at that. And some guy, Rhino, who was the last real ECW champion, the most recent TNA Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer. But I am going to give you that introduction that I am known for, and I know my chat is waiting for it. You're waiting for it. And in the words of Def Leppard singer Joe Elliott, let's get rocked, baby, because we are going to get rocked by starting this week off here in style on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all wrestling matters. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to introduce our guest and start this night off in style by giving him a chosen one like of an introduction. So with that, without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one, Gable Sports Show. We are most certainly going to hear from a meaty lager because his name is simply put the and one Daniel friend, how are we doing?
Doing great. How are you today?
Ask me after the show when my voice is almost ready to, let's just say, not do it again, but then I'll just do it again because that's what we do here on Sportswire Radio. And I am here with a Samoan great, certainly one of our favorite Samoans around. And you'll give another Samoan, I'm sure, a run for his money. We hope he's feeling better. But it is not about that here because Daniel Taufua, you have been a topic here on this platform on and off for many months. I have seen you in different promotions. Most notably, though, you are going to be in the ring here this next Wednesday, the last one here, the last day of the month. You're going to certainly try to make it one that's memorable. You're going to certainly try to change the trajectory of your career. So for those that are listening and watching here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform, you, Daniel Taufua, and legit alternative wrestling have most certainly helped build here. Sportswire Radio to the tune of nearly 1,500 subscribers. Tell us, what would it mean to you to win the Indie Vision Championship?
Oh, that Indie Vision Championship. There's so many people that's in that right now. Soul Taker. That's all I'm worried about. Is the Soul Taker. Pepper Pride and Mickey Knuckles. I can bulldoze and wreck them out of nowhere. And then, after that, Soul Taker can be mine, where I can hit him with the shovel like he did to my back.
We did show that footage quite a bit over the past few weeks on Sportswire Radio, courtesy of our friends on the Legit Alternative Wrestling YouTube page, FUTV. I am sure we'll talk about that. But, okay, you mentioned the Soul Taker, and obviously that has been the man that you tried to show a sign of respect to. You extended your hand. You thought that obviously he would be man enough to show mutual respect. But remember, it's no souls matter with him. But Courtney Wood, who I'm sure you heard quite a bit about on Saturday's show, and she and I were talking about this match, and you've zeroed in already on the Soul Taker, but she used one word in particular that you have to pay attention to physically and literally here coming up, and that is the word focus. You have to stay focused because, sure, you want the Soul Taker, and understandably so. I mean, what he did to you certainly wasn't called for. But in order for you to win this championship and win your first major championship of your career, you've still got to pay attention to Pepper Pride and Mickey Knuckles.
Yeah, that's true. Because Pepper, she can do a lot of wonders. She can do everything right. Any kind of misflip or mishappen that I do, that will be the biggest time in the world for Taufua, the chosen one. I'm the chosen one for Michael McMoney. I am the chosen one for Courtney. And I will be the chosen one for myself because I am the chosen one that will bring home that Indie Vision Championship.
You know, a lot of people would say that you need this championship more than your other three opponents. I'm going to put the poster up for it in a minute. We'll certainly dive into it a lot here over the next hour or so. But respectfully, sir, you compare to the likes of Mickey Knuckles. Mickey Knuckles is a deathmatch legend, a deathmatch hero. She has been in some of the biggest places around. She is going to be a part of the Wicked 13 tournament, X-Brand Wrestling. POR, I've seen her in the ring with Jesse Daniels. I've watched her here on this platform, figuratively and literally in the ring. Pepper Pride is a disciple of this guy, Rhino, that was actually here. He was in your chair. He was in your chair over 3 months ago. That's the school that she comes from, the Insane Wrestling Revolution. She's also friends with the guy James Fury, an extra at MLW, a guy that has certainly cut his teeth and made quite a name for himself in the independent wrestling circuit over the past year and a half. And then there's the man that has certainly been in your way over these past few months, and the Soul Taker. But comparably to those names, Daniel Taufua, I mean, you're almost the guy that a lot of people would say is least likely to win here coming up next Wednesday. What do you say to that?
I guess you know what? I can make all the doubters know who I am, truthfully, because you want to doubt me that I can't bring this championship home because of the Soul Taker and Mickey Knuckles and Pepper Pride. That's fine. Then that will make me more focused. That will make me cause more reckoning. Ooh, that's a
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll definitely get to that in a little while. I promise you. We'll definitely get into that. There's no question. But again, those are names that get talked about everywhere. The average independent wrestling person in the know, the average independent wrestling fan, the average person that follows this stuff, they know those names. Daniel Tafua, do they know the name? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not one to say that you're not relatively unknown compared to those names, but those names stand out. You've seen it firsthand. You've been in the ring with Soul Taker. So almost you got a lot of pressure here, I think. You got a lot of pressure because you got a lot to prove here. Those names, certainly from where they come from or what they've done already in this sport. And again, respectfully speaking, you haven't done as much as those names. So you've got, I think, a lot of pressure here coming up. Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you next Wednesday in Parkersburg, West Virginia?
not at all because
Okay.
I know what I am capable of. I know what the Soul Taker is capable of. Mickey Knuckles and Pepper Pride, I might not know what they're capable of, but they'll realize and understand who I am after
Mm.
night.
So really, it's the other way around. At least when it comes to Pepper Pride and Mickey Knuckles, they don't know what it's like to be in the ring with you. They don't know what to deal with. So really, for them, they've got the disadvantage to prepare for a match like this because they don't know what to expect. Whereas the Soul Taker, he knows. He knows what's up. Deep down, he didn't respect you. He didn't shake your hand and he didn't hit you over the head for without a reason. And he knows that deep down that he hasn't seen the last of you. But when it comes to Pepper Pride and Mickey Knuckles, those two, they just don't know what to expect here coming up.
Definitely not.
Well, we're going to find out. I mean, there's no question that we're going to certainly find out here coming up. I'm also going to put the YouTube link up here. Let's put the poster up here because a lot of people might want to go out there to Parkersburg, West Virginia, and watch the show. We're very excited about Legit Alternative Wrestling. A lot of coverage here is coming up on Sportswire Radio over the next week. Michael McMoney is going to be here. Michael McMoney Sr. is here in your chair, Mr. Tafua. Next Monday, Godric Sandwell, who is here, who's going to be here one Tuesday, 9 o'clock, just 24 hours before Wednesday's showdown that he has with La El Shaddai. And there is the poster at only $10. Only $10 to go into the death penalty four-way match and watch it. And you've got Daniel Tafua, you've got Pepper Pride, Soul Taker, and Mickey Knuckles. And it's going to take place here in 325 7th Street. Go to the Legit Alternative Wrestling Facebook page to find out more and buy a ticket here. Daniel, I wanted to ask you this question, and because I ask it to wrestlers that come on here all the time. What are your goals here coming up this year?
My goals is be a champion, be the best champion, and to keep moving forward with life. Truthfully, to be the best for my family, truthfully. Because, I'm Samoan.
Yep.
Us Samoans, we love our family. Our family is our passion to what makes us better, what makes us go forward in life. Mostly winning this championship, the Indie Vision Championship. My family is my motivation.
That's a good point you bring up. And I want to talk about that for a few minutes because you are Samoan. And when you think about being a Samoan in wrestling, that is certainly a lot to live up to. There's a guy, a counterpart of yours in Iowa. His name is Il Drago, and he's the high chief, the Samoan dragon. And we talk all the time about the pressure that he has to deal with because he's Samoan. And on top of that, he's the only Samoan to have ever won a briefcase. And the pressure that he has is immense. For you here, you're not just wrestling to win the Indie Vision Championship. You're not just wrestling to settle a score with the Soul Taker. You're not just here to show Mickey Knuckles and Prepper Pride what's up. You're not even here to show the entire locker room and legit alternative wrestling that you're a player to stay for a long time, but you're also fighting for the Samoan heritage. You're fighting for all those Samoans that go out there and compete. We know Jey Uso certainly did the Samoan name extremely proud by winning a world championship and defeating Gunther. We know what the Samoan name means in all of wrestling. Roman Reigns being in main events, WrestleMania 41 Night 1, in the main event. He was a part of it. We know the Samoan after Samoan is a part of that dynasty, which now you are looking to lay claim. And just talk about that pressure and how hard it is to live up to those standards, and how you're not just fighting for yourself and even your own family, but you're fighting for the Samoan legacy.
Fighting for that bloodline, truthfully, because we don't stop. We keep going. And that's why I told Wyatt Black, I said, if you want, after my match, I can go against you. I don't have no problems doing that. Working double duty is easy work. Even working triple duty, anything, any match. Wyatt Black, you can choose the match. I don't mind.
Wait a minute. Now, unfortunately, we had a technical difficulty there. Did I hear you, sir, bring up a name, Wyatt Black, a
Yes.
controversy king? Did I just hear that name? And he had plenty to say about you, and he didn't seem to be too impressed with you when he was here a few days ago on Sportswire Radio. And I see you bring him up, and why? Why bring up the controversy king, Wyatt Black?
Wyatt Black.
Yeah.
Let's see. He's conniving. He don't go against Michael McMoney II. He's scared of anyone who walks in his direction. Let's see. I think he's kind of scared of Damian Abel. But if I meet you down at Parkinsburg, West Virginia, at LAW, cease and desist.
Yes, sir.
I desist that he bring a match to me and he can pick the stipulations of it. Either if it's tribal combat or if it's anything that he wants to do, a tables match, chairs match, anything.
Well, I don't know if he wants to do that. I think that he's planning to attend next Wednesday. He talked about the fact that he's planning to attend, but I don't necessarily know if he's ready for a match with this much and certainly these different things that you pose out there. I mean, that's maybe some bigger words than Mr. Black could chew. I don't know.
Truthfully, if Wyatt Black was here right now, I would tell him.
Do you think that Wyatt Black should show up tonight and show his face and go mono him? Or nah, he doesn't have it in him. And some would even say, do you think it's past his bedtime right now? Do you think his parents would allow him to stay up and maybe, let him come on this stream and confront you after some of the words that he said about you? Or you don't think he'd be allowed?
Let's see. He might be allowed. He might not be. Who knows? It is past his bedtime. It's almost, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Very late for a young boy like that, who obviously, probably got grounded for his first appearance here on Sportswire Radio because he stayed up here, so late that he probably missed the first 2 periods in class, and he probably forgot to do his homework, and he may forget to do his homework here coming up in Parkersburg, West Virginia next Wednesday. So you don't think really he wants to smoke? He doesn't want a chosen one to stand face to face with?
I kind of feel like he was scared of the chosen one because
you think so?
I believe with me being the chosen one and him the controversial.
But he said though that he wants to really be the son of Michael McMoney. I mean, he talked about Michael McMoney II and didn't think much about Michael McMoney II's ability in the ring. He didn't think much of his ability with high spots. He didn't think really much about him, and he really thinks that he should be the one that can carry. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to fathom. He's the one that should carry the family name of Michael McMoney. I mean, that's what he said here on Wednesday's show.
I don't think someone like him should carry that name because with him being scared of everybody that walks in his direction or even looks in his direction, basically.
But wins over Judo Jones and retiring the Wildcat, injuring Riku St. Helen, where she may never come back again to the West Virginia Wrestling Federation, those things don't impress you very much.
No. Well, Judo Jones, that impresses me because that's a good person.
He's a good man. People, his theme song certainly gets the crowd going. But Wyatt Black, I mean, he seems to be picking on the wrong people then. So eventually his days are going to be numbered from what you're saying.
Exactly. Let's say end of days for him, basically.
So maybe he should change his mind and not show up on Wednesday. Do you think that that's what he should try to do? Maybe not show up. Maybe pull a Timothy Titan a few weeks ago, a guilty by association, and just not show up. Is that sounds like you're telling us that more or less?
That sounds like a better idea for Wyatt Black. Maybe also for Timmy Titan, even though that Timmy Titan against Dave Jameson, but
well, I mean, you know a lot about Dave Jameson. He's been your tag team partner. You've wrestled him. As a matter of fact, you've wrestled him for the very same championship that Timothy Titan is going for. I mean, I almost have to ask you, what's your opinions on that? Timothy Titan and Dave Jameson here coming up. It seems like it's going to finally happen, and this time it's for Dave Jameson's USWA Keystone State Championship, a championship that you competed for, sir, over 6 weeks ago. You know all too well about competing for that. And what do you think about your tag team partner and Timothy Titan squaring off next Wednesday night?
I feel like it's going to be a great match. Trust me, it definitely will. I already know he's going to win. That's one thing. He's not going to let that championship slip away that fast, especially from a person that's afraid of Dave Jameson, which is, Timmy Titan. Titan, he likes to make his own rules.
Well, he forced Dave Jameson to put something on the line that a lot of people said he wouldn't have done, and he's doing that. So you don't think, conversely, that Timothy Titan has a plan and that the younger Dave Jameson could maybe be falling into the trap of Timothy Titan? You don't think that there's any possibility of that?
I know there's no possibility because the reason why is because Dave Jameson, he listens to the whispers, and the whispers gets him through any kind of day, because Tim Titan, Dave Jameson's going to be the worst nightmare for you. That's not a daydream. It's more of his reality. You seem to be convinced about that. Obviously, you've gone up and down the road with your tag team partner here over these past several months in the reckoning. But Mr. Taufua, you talked a lot about someone just a few minutes ago. Now, I've received word that there's somebody here backstage that would like to pay a visit to you and maybe address some of the things you just said. Now, I know it's your show tonight, and I know you've been waiting a long time to be here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. I have been talking about you for at least on and off of 6 months. So I know this is a special moment for you. We know that you've got Samoan family here. Your obviously heritage is just on the line. But would you want me to bring this person here to show their face and maybe confront you on some of the things that you particularly said about them? Bring them on.
You sure? You sure? Because this is your show tonight, and I don't want to do anything that would certainly take away from that. It's very important to have you here, and I certainly have a lot of love for the Samoan heritage. I have a lot of love for all my Samoans out there watching this, and I don't want to do anything that would certainly jeopardize that. But you sure on this? You sure is your final answer? All right, well, we're going to do it here because we have received word that there is somebody here backstage, and they want to show their face and confront the chosen one, Daniel Taufua. And for those that are listening and watching in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. And wait a minute! It's the controversy king, Wyatt Black. He's here.
Where I belong.
He's definitely where he belongs. He's definitely up past his bedtime. He's definitely no longer grounded, but the only thing he's going to ground is Daniel Taufua, especially after some of those words. Daniel Taufua had to say, Wyatt Black, the floor is yours, my friend. Take it away.
I'm where I'm rightfully supposed to be. Honestly, this should have been my time. I'm going to be so honest with you, Tom. But I get
that was very nice of you. Very nice of you passing the baton to Daniel Taufua after a few days ago. So, I mean, you're here. You've probably heard a little bit about Mr. Taufua, what he said, and he seems like he's insisting on wanting to pull double duty coming up next Wednesday, and that includes you being a part of that, sir.
I mean, personally, Taufua, I believe you should keep your eyes on Mickey Knuckles and the rest of the people in that Fatal 4-Way, because you don't have an easy night with that alone. And then you want to add the Controversy King to it. Oh, Taufua, I promise you, I am a opportunistic person. Sorry, language not working today.
No, you're both. Actually, you are an opportunist. You're here right now. I mean, you showed up.
Yeah, but like, segment. You need to take your Fatal 4-Way, and that's all you need. You don't need me. Honestly, personally, you don't deserve Wyatt Black. You don't deserve a match against me, if you want me to be honest.
Really?
I don't think you deserve it.
He doesn't. What leads you to say that?
I don't think he deserves to go against the Controversy King.
He was in the ring with Soul Taker, though, a man that literally did the news on television, live television, that hundreds upon thousands of people saw. He went toe-to-toe with him. I mean, this is a man that has traveled up and down the Mid-Atlantic and wrestled in places and been in there with some heavy hitters, Dave Jamieson, Godric Sandwell, and we mentioned Soul Taker, and he's competing to become the first Indie Division champion, and yet you say that he doesn't belong in the ring with you. I mean, do tell us more.
I believe that, one, I mean, I deserve a spot as Cease and Desist. We already know that. I deserve a spot. Honestly, I think I deserve your spot, Taufua.
What? Say again?
I said, I think I deserve his spot in the Fatal 4-Way. I think so. Actually, I believe so.
Interesting, Wyatt Black. Because I haven't seen anything that you have done for the past couple months. You had one good match, and that was against Judo Jones. And I've had you. But somebody had Guerrero coming. Ooh,
I don't know. I mean,
silent right there. I think you pulled something out of your sleeve to win that match. Now,
I outsmarted the judo master. What do you mean?
Huh?
I outsmarted him.
Mr. Black, would you be so sure that you'd want to be in the ring with these names? Mickey Knuckles, Pepper Pride, Soul Taker. Is that something you sure that you'd even want to be a part of, considering those names? I mean, Daniel Taufua is a pretty big name, right? He's a big guy, figuratively and literally. And I was even asking him just how he was going to compete with that and just what those three names bring to the table. And I know, objectively speaking, Judo Jones, Wildcat, Riku St. Helen, you've done some things. I'm not taking anything away from that, young man. But are you sure you can handle and you are ready to be in the ring with those three names who are some of the biggest heavy hitters in all of independent wrestling currently? Are you sure?
I mean, by all means, I respect the hell out of all those competitors. Soul Taker, Pepper Pride, Mickey Knuckles, they have all made a name for themselves. But I believe that I deserve that spot in that Fatal 4-Way. Now, don't get me wrong, Taufua. You've done a lot for this business. Don't get me wrong. But I believe that I need somebody to prove myself. And who better yet than you? Because let's all be honest, if I were to take out the Chosen One, that would put me at a spot that I deserve. I believe that it should be me and not you, Taufua.
Well, I got a better idea. You just gave me. How about if I talk McMoney or anybody there in the back?
Well, you know what? Timothy Titan's listening to this. Mr. McMoney is going to be here next Monday night. So you may get an answer, whether it's tonight or next week.
Okay.
But
well, hey, Titan, if you're watching, I got a great idea. How about me and Wyatt Black, #1 contender for this Fatal 4 death penalty?
wait, Daniel Taufua, are you sure you want to do it? You already got a spot in the match. You're willing to put your spot on the line against the controversy king Wyatt Black? You're already in the match. Are you sure you want to do this?
I love the idea.
A Samoan pride never fails. And Wyatt Black, you're going to be listening to the whispers because now it's a day of reckoning.
Ooh. So, I mean, you know what, Mr. Black? You are definitely an interesting fellow. I will tell you this much, but maybe you're playing mind games with Daniel Taufua. Maybe you have something up your sleeve, because what it sounds to me is that Daniel Taufua was already a part of a match to crown the first ever Indie Division champion, is actually willing to put his spot on the line and risk being out of the match against Wyatt Black. I mean, I thought I seen it all, ladies and gentlemen.
He believes that he can beat me, and he's willing to put his spot in that Fatal 4-Way.
That's a major gamble. A major gamble.
Honestly, I wouldn't do it, Taufua. You already have that spot.
I'm in agreement. I agree with you on this one, Wyatt Black. This is a major risk. I mean, we know the history Soul Taker and Daniel Taufua have. We know the pride it would mean, not just to Daniel Taufua, but all of his Samoan brothers and sisters, to bring home a major championship in front of a sold-out crowd in Parkersburg, West Virginia. And now Daniel Taufua wants to risk it all and put his spot on the line against the controversy king, Wyatt Black. But apparently Michael McMoney has heard enough of this, and he wants to say, settle down, boys. You'll have your day to settle this. Messing with the Indie Division Championship match is not that day. So Mr. McMoney seems to agree with me. Yeah.
McMoney.
Yeah. Well, it's you know what? You tried, Wyatt Black. You definitely created controversy, but Daniel Taufua is not going to be giving up his spot or risking his spot on the line. But maybe he'll be in the ring with you, but that's not going to take place here right now coming up.
That's good for him, because that means his spot is secured. But that doesn't mean he's out of the whispers yet. He's not out of the shadows yet.
So maybe you got first dibs if Taufua wins the Indie Division Championship next Wednesday in Parkersburg, and maybe that's where you'll recalibrate and focus on what's next. I mean, that could be maybe up your sleeve.
I'll definitely be watching. I will definitely be watching.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to say to Mr. Taufua? Because I know he's got a lot to say, and there's a lot of people here in the chat that want to get to him. But is there anything else that you would like to address to Mr. Taufua, considering how generous he was to bring you on here and allow you to continue to create more controversy?
I think, Taufua, you are underestimating who I am. You are underestimating the controversy king. And, you know, even though McMoney's not going to allow it to happen, I promise you that one of these days, whether it's in LAW, whether you decide to cross paths into another promotion, you know, in my home, WVWF, it doesn't matter. Because you don't know who you're messing with, Taufua. You don't know. And with me having this weekend a match against the Demon, Damian Abel, I'm going to take him out. I'm going to beat him. And who else do I have to prove that I'm better than everyone?
Well, I mean, time will tell. I'll tell you what, first of all, you got to get past Damian Abel and the West Virginia Wrestling Federation's April Warfare show. We're going to see what you wind up doing at Cease and Desist next Wednesday. And I'm sure Michael McMoney Sr. is going to talk a lot about you because you certainly said a lot about his son. And you said a lot here tonight about Daniel Taufua. And we'll see if the day of reckoning is coming and it might be coming at you. I mean, we'll have to find out, but maybe you're onto something. Maybe you're onto something, and we're going to find out between now and next Wednesday. That's all I could really say, and I can guarantee.
White Black, I got something for you. How about this? If I win the Indie Vision Championship, you're the first person.
That's a mistake. That's going to be the shortest title reign of your life.
Maybe. But then you'll understand what the Samoan pride is. And then you'll understand and you'll remember the name of Taufua.
Wyatt Black, you may have crossed a line that you may never be able to come back from. We're going to certainly find out. I can't wait, sir, to have you back on here after next Wednesday and to certainly talk about everything you're going to do to Damian Abel and whatever you wind up doing there next Wednesday at Cease and Desist. And I know you'll also be here in a few weeks when the lovable L will be here, Double L. He will be here, our general manager of the West Virginia Wrestling Federation. He's here in Mr. Tafua's chair in 2 weeks. I know you're going to be tuned into that to hear what Double L has to say. And I thank you so much for tuning in here and coming on and showing us why you continue to be the controversy king, and maybe you are giving Anthony Steele and Cato the controversial run a run for their money. Maybe you are, but you got half a loaf. But we'll see by next Wednesday what's in store for you, and I look forward to seeing you soon, I'm sure.
I look forward to seeing you too.
Thank you very much. That's the controversy king, Wyatt Black, who didn't seem to have gotten what he wished for, but he did create more controversy. And Daniel Taufua might be even more motivated now, but that is Wyatt Black. And you wanted it, and you got it. And Wyatt Black was here, and I guess he was here past his curfew and bedtime. And we'll see if he gets grounded now by Michael McMoney Sr. and the law council, or maybe he's onto something. Well, I thought it was funny, but all right, you know what? We'll recalibrate here. There's a lot of people in the chat. Let's get to them. Let's say hello to everybody. Plus, I want to give you something. Plus, I want to talk about a couple of different things here. So let's do that here. And also, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're here, give us a sub. Also, sub to our friends over at Legit Alternative Wrestling. Check out all their stuff on YouTube. They have FUTV episodes that'll be uploaded between now and the coming weeks. Also, their Facebook page is closing in on almost 2,000 followers. Please support them, legitalternativewrestling.com. Also, if you'd like to follow us, we're on Facebook at Sportzwire Radio, TikTok at Sportzwire Radio, and also we are here live right now on Twitch at Sportzwire Radio. But let's get to the chat. Plus, I'll give you something, Mr. Taufua, which you'll, I'm sure, talk about soon. Daniel Taufua gets an hello from Zilla. She's the first one here. And there is the person that certainly was disrespected quite a bit by Wyatt Black, the controversial one. That is Miss Courtney Wood. I'm going to say it, the female Dave Meltzer and Wade Keller. Of course, she was famously in Slam Wrestling, and she goes, Taufua! And there you have it. And this is what she wants to say to you, though. You have all the tools to become champion. Don't let your emotions and wanting to get revenge on the Soul Taker keep you from getting what's yours. Goes back to the things that she said here on Saturday about focus. And you need to stay focused in your thoughts on what Courtney has to say here.
You know what? Yeah, you're right, Courtney. I have to focus. And once I focus, I'm going to be a dangerous man. And I'm going to be wrecking, destroying, and leaving with the Indie Vision Championship.
You know, let me ask you a question on that for a second to circle back the wagons. Day is the Keystone champion, Keystone State champion. You win. You're the Indie Vision champion. You guys are up-and-comers here in this sport, haven't been around here relatively long. What would that mean to the fact that you would have a major singles championship, and should they retain against Timothy Titan next Wednesday in Parkersburg, he would have a singles championship. What do you think that would mean to the team to have two major singles championships?
That would mean a lot because that means there's definitely a day of reckoning, and we're going to be wrecking everybody that steps in our way. Because we will not lose the championship. We will put the championship on the line between whoever, whenever, what time of day. It's going to be 24/7.
Is it a make or break Wednesday at cease and desist coming up for you guys? Is it a make or break moment for the two of yous, or what's your thoughts on that?
It's going to be something. If I win this Indie Division championship and he contains, then we're about to run LAW completely.
Well, we're gonna find that out much, that's for sure. And hello to Courtney. Yes, how you doing? I want to say hello to one of my buddies who I haven't seen in ages, Vega the Kid Storm, and says going for too long now. The storm is back. Yeah, where have you been? And there was plenty of storms here last week on Sportswire with the weather, but maybe you'll bring some storms back here live soon. But good to see you, my friend. Hope you are doing well. And there you go. And here we go here. My favorite friend, my word preacher, and my dark king, Taufua murderer? Taufua murderer. Well, that she definitely has a way of the words. So there you go. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. Not quite. Well, it is a death penalty 4-way match. I mean, so technically, he's not all wrong, and that's Justin Parsley, the whole monitor of Sportswire Radio, who was here yesterday, and I'm not even going to go there with that, but he is certainly a counterpart of yours. He is one half of the IMF Tag Team Champions, the PWF Champion, and the King of Palo winner, and he does want to say, let's effing go. So we'll take that. And how you doing to Justin? And the man that you have quite a history with, Mr. Godric Sandwell. Ladies and gentlemen, angels and demons, salutations. I don't know what the heck you just said before that. Salutations to all manner of creature, and a special hello to a true nightmare, Taufua. Godric's going to be here next Tuesday. We're going to talk a lot about him and La El Shaddai. You have been in the ring with Godric Sandwell. You know what Godric Sandwell is capable here. What is your thoughts of what Godric Sandwell needs to do in order to finally bring home the LAW championship next Wednesday from La El Shaddai?
You know what? I think Mr. Godric Sandwell, the gentleman of exquisite caliber, needs to be focused. And when I mean focus, he needs to dig deep down in his mind in the darkest parts. And I mean, if he wants to beat La El Shaddai, he's what? A dark person. So that means Godric has to get dark too. When I dark, he has to bring out this other side that he never had. Truthfully,
well, I asked him that question when he was here a couple weeks ago, that now he has to wrestle in a different environment, but I'm sure you heard about the stipulation that the championship can change hands now on a disqualification. And I would have to think that gives Godric an advantage here coming up. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that means if La El Shaddai goes a little too crazy and psycho, he can lose that championship either really quickly. So he has to stay focused too. But if Godric can dig down deep to that darkest part, he can beat La El Shaddai easily.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're excited to see it. We're definitely looking forward to having Godric here back next Tuesday night. That'll be here at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So next Tuesday, Godric Sandwell is here at 9 p.m. Eastern time on all Sportswire radio platforms to talk about the rematch here for the legit Alternative Wrestling Championship against La El Shaddai. And I have no doubt that is going to be a highly anticipated episode. Godric is here less than 24 hours from the biggest match of his career. And on top of that, he is now the Three Rivers champion. And I'm sure that that's something that's still in the back of your mind that you would like to take from Godric Sandwell.
Most definitely. I thought I was going to take that into the Bird Brawl, truthfully, at Express Wrestling.
Yep.
It didn't work out as I planned it, truthfully. Well, I got thrown out of the Bird Brawl. But
Well, you might be able to change the direction of your career regardless next Wednesday by winning the Indie Division Championship. So that wouldn't be a bad consolation prize. You can look at it from that vantage point.
And then I could take Godric's at the same time next
You
time.
know what? That's a touche. That's why you are the chosen one. Nice to see you. Yes, thank you, Luna Murderer. Thank you very much. Taufua. Yes, somebody wants to say that. And, I want to bring this guy up here because he is the High Chief. He is the Samoan Dragon. He is also a fellow Samoan. His name is Il Drago, and he's also called a chosen one. Now, I don't know if you've met Mr. Il Drago. I'm sure you've seen the name pop up here on this platform, but I'm just thinking as a wrestling fan. I don't know what the future is between you and Il Drago or companies like Lore and IMF. I mean, I'm sure you guys probably know each other by now, but maybe we could see one day a match to decide who truly is the chosen one between two Samoans, two men that obviously garner such respect here on this platform and on behalf of the companies they represent. And I mean, what do you think about that? I mean, battling a fellow Samoan, and maybe the winner of that match is the only one that can call themselves the true chosen one. Well, what's your opinion on that?
That's like having a Clash of the Titans, basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Once we hit, everything is going to shake. The whole earth is going to shake. There's going to be an earthquake. Volcanoes are going to erupt. Everything is going crazy with two islanders, two wonderful Samoan people.
And it would mean so much more because you guys are just both Samoans. You guys, again, so few of you that are in this circuit, and you mean so much. And he's the only one to have won a briefcase. You could be the first ever Indie Division champion. I mean, it would almost, forget about the Isle of Samoa basically breaking in half. I think the earth would, like you said, basically would turn into rubble almost.
Who knows? That chosen one can be a team with this chosen one.
I hadn't thought about that. You could even go that route. I mean, could you imagine you guys? I mean, you could be the Samoan chosen ones. I mean, for all we know, the chosen ones. You don't even why fight? You could team.
He goes by what? The Samoan Dragon?
He's the High Chief, the Samoan Dragon, Il Drago. Yes.
And the Mighty Lega, Daniel Taufua.
The Mighty Lega, yeah.
I mean,
and he's fighting to get back his Ulafalas because he lost his Ulafalas a couple weeks ago by a guy kind of like Wyatt Black, but a lot more controversial, and a guy that we'll not bring that up. But I would love to see, regardless, you and Il Drago, whether it's teaming together, wrestling in a ring, whatever it is. I think that would be an amazing face to face. The earth would, like I said, would definitely shake.
And don't worry, this Indie Division Championship is going to be my Ulafala.
Well, you know what? That is a good point, and I think I am definitely keeping an eye on Il Drago and Daniel Taufua. That is definitely something I'm interested in. But in the meantime, let's get to some more comments. Hello to Godric. Yep. And Ian Graves, of course, one of our esteemed referees in Express Wrestling. Well, a man who's definitely earned some Sportswire time. The all-powerful Taufua. Yes. I mean, after all, Andrew Lovelace and Max Hammer have been here. We got to get you on. I mean, if they've been here, we got to get you on. Now, we love those guys, but, we got to get you on. And our thoughts and prayers are actually out to Andrew right now, who lost his mother last week. We want to give our thoughts and prayers to him, definitely. Definitely want to keep his family in our thoughts and prayers. Thank you, Andrew. We love you. We missed you. Hope you're doing well. And Mark for myself is on tonight. So you did certainly mention Timothy Titan, and the man certainly understandably fires back a bit. I'll go to the next comment. I'll go to the next one. Courtney would like to say, I thought you wanted people to watch this show. And then Wyatt Black appeared. Yeah, he did appear. Hello to Wyatt. If you'd like to hit a sub for our friends at Legit Alternative Wrestling, they're closing in on 150 subscribers. I would really appreciate that you give them a sub and watch some of their content. That would be nice, right? And Courtney would like to tell us, because she's an educator after all, she would like to tell us what an opportunist means. An opportunist means you suck and can't make opportunities happen, so you hide and wait to pick your spot like a cowardly vulture. So that's basically what Wyatt Black was trying to do to you tonight, sir.
Definitely not me.
Well, it didn't happen that way, but he tried. Uh, I have another comment here from Mr. Titan. Taufua and Wyatt can do a hot dog eating contest to see who has the spot, maybe. Well, that's July 4th here in Coney Island, but that's not quite happening. I think you could beat Wyatt Black in a hot dog eating contest, though, with all due respect. I think you could beat him.
Yeah, definitely. No,
I would actually pay to see. I was actually, funny joke here, maybe not funny joke. I was actually supposed to have an eating contest here last year on Sportzwire Radio, and one of the guys that was supposed to be a part of it, Alan Michaels, a buddy of mine, he basically, I don't want to say chickened out. He, let's just say, all of a sudden decided, hey, I'm sick, and we didn't have the eating contest. So if you guys do decide to have an eating contest, we can always have it here on Sportswire. I could supply the hot dogs if you want. I'll be happy to buy them. I'll buy whatever you like. We'll buy it and we'll make it happen. But until then, we'll have to say. Godric would like to give advice to Mr. Black. He would like to say, I advise you, be careful of this chosen one. He understands forces even beyond my scope. Some good advice. Good advice.
he knows a lot. He does know.
I could see that. Godric, you and I both know that Mr. Taufua has more untapped power that he is yet to fully unlock. Do you feel like that you're only scratching the surface right now?
Yes, there is a lot more power that's coming up. And truthfully, when that power comes up, it's going to be a different level.
Well, we're going to certainly find that out. And we already read Mr. McMoney's comment. McMoney deal with these kids. He pretty much did. And I shuddered that day. Well, yeah, because Godric, you were still not out of the crosshairs from Mr. Daniel Taufua. Please give Law a sub on YouTube. We would appreciate that very much. I'm not going to repeat this comment because we've been featured in blabbermouth.net not once but twice. We have great white guitarist Mark Kendall here tomorrow night, and I'm not going to certainly repeat that comment, but if you'd like to figure it out with your own imagination, you can certainly take a look at that. But I'm going to just say that you can read it with your own imagination. Sorry, kid, I have no idea how it must feel to have somebody crash your Tom Bryce interview. Well, he did have that happen, and I mean, Mr. McMoney was in Mr. Titan's office, and he wasn't supposed to have been there, but I don't know if I should ask you about that. I should move on, right?
You know what? I don't mind it because, truthfully, I actually wanted him to join because I want him to actually be a person to come to me and say, hey, I know I could take you on. I think that's more respectful than anything, truthfully. Now,
all right, that's fair.
I know you're afraid, Wyatt Black. And it's not going to happen regardless because you're going to probably run away, just like you did to Michael McMoney II.
Well, we'll find out, but we do know that also Daniel Taufua is in a match here next Wednesday to crown the first ever Indie Vision Championship. He will be in a death penalty 4-way match against his nemesis, the Soul Taker. He will also be in there with the deathmatch legend Mickey Knuckles and the rising star Pepper Pride, who is a disciple and protege of the Man Beast Rhino, who has been on this platform. It's going to be a battle like no other, and we are going to continue to talk about it here over the next 20 or 30 minutes or so here. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. This is Law's Instagram page. You can check it out and find out more information when they update things. Let's get to some more people. Want to say hello to my buddy James Taylor, who on TikTok yesterday had something like 40,000 likes on his video. I was watching his WrestleMania play-by-play for night 2, and he had like 4,000 views on TikTok, and he was certainly the topic, and he's here with us. He and I have a clip on TikTok that had like 1,000 views. And there is Mr. Drago. He seemed to be tuned in. He heard some of the things that I had to say, and he'll comment on that. Good thing somebody calls me a devil in a blue coat. Well, that's a good one. Godric Sandwell's never one for a loss of words. Lady Lestat's here. We know Lady Lestat from our friends at Express Wrestling. Wanted to say that. Taufua! Boy, the fans, I can't wait for the fans to hear that coming up next Wednesday in Parkersburg. And you know what? Maybe the new version of Afa and Sika. What do you think? The Head Shrinkers, they held gold once upon a time, 30 years ago.
Hey, Drago, you're onto something. I think that's the best option for everybody right now. So
people
should link up. Let's cause that collision of the earth. Let's get the respect for each other and become a tag team called the Chosen Ones.
Well, I hear from a birdie that your tag team partner in the Reckoning, Dave Jameson, is coming up down the road from where Mr. Drago wrestles. I've heard from a birdie that he's going down there in a few months. So maybe he won't be going alone for all I know. I don't know.
It depends. I might go with them, truthfully. August, I will be in Tennessee.
Oh, well, that's not too far, not right around the corner from those guys. And speaking of people that are up at 2:25 in the morning, is the Tribal Cheese, my Tribal Cheese. Get it? You're the chosen one, and you're the Mita Lager, and you got the Tribal Cheese here. I mean, boy, it's certainly it's a bloodline hour on Sportswire. The Tribal Cheese is like the UK version of Roman Reigns. He's got like 1 million subscribers on TikTok and YouTube, and he's here. He is definitely my Tribal Cheese, and you're my Samoan chosen one. So there you have it. But we love our friends around the world, and we love our Samoan wrestlers here, like Daniel Taufua. And give Law a follow on Instagram. And good morning. Yeah, it's definitely good morning and good evening. Yeah, depending on where you are. But I do want to give you something before I touch upon a few other things. Since we are here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and it is all wrestling matters, I like to do things differently on Sportswear. I know you've watched these shows before. I know you've seen different things, but I would like to share my screen because I want to give you something, sir, because it'd be only fair. Because, Wyatt Black got one of these, and since he got one of these, I think it'd be only fair that you got one of these because it is Daniel Taufua Day on all Sportswire radio platforms, baby. Congratulations. So after all, I mean, if only the Controversy King gets one, it wouldn't be fair if we didn't give you one. So we'd have to give you one now. And congratulations. It's Daniel Taufua Day. And I'll give you the physical copy when we're off the air. And there you have it. So we try to be equal opportunists here on Sportswire. Get it, opportunist? But yeah, we would say more equal opportunity fellows here on Sportswire. Not to call ourselves opportunists, but this will be yours. And congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It's a chosen day.
I should have probably named you the chosen day, but let me just give you a day. I think it all the platforms we have here, I think people will get the point, but obviously we'll certainly see here. But okay, so obviously you have a match here. I want to go back to that match, and you've been in the ring with Soul Taker. And what do you learn from that match to prepare you for a different outcome next Wednesday?
You know what? It prepared me a lot to watch my back, to do a lot more other things with Soul Taker, and most definitely to try to keep him down, to keep him grounded. If I don't keep him grounded, he is powerful. He can get back up. It's almost like another Undertaker just coming back from the dead. So basically, if I don't keep Soul Taker down, then I don't know. That probably will mess it up, truthfully. That will mess my opportunity up with this Indivision Championship. And I don't want that to happen.
No. You definitely are fighting for not just to win that, but you're fighting for your heritage. You're fighting for your ancestry. You're fighting for your family. And there's no question there's a lot on the line here. Mickey brings a different style of wrestling to the table, which is the deathmatch wrestling. Pepper's certainly been in there with names like La El Shaddai. She's been in there with Godric. She's mixed it up in different places. She's probably wrestled most recently in probably the most versatile of promotions of the four of you. How do you expect to wrestle or compete with the different styles that Mickey Knuckles and Pepper Pride bring to the table?
You know what? That just makes me have to use my head more because I have a strong head.
Yeah. That was brought up quite a bit on TV, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. If I can knock out Mickey. Mickey's what? A death?
Mickey has been in there with some of the biggest deathmatch wrestlers. I've had on people like Tarzan Duran talk about her, Jesse Daniels, Jimmy Controversy knows her well, Kato. I mean, these are some of the biggest names in all of deathmatch wrestling. Hardcore. They all know Mickey Knuckles. So Mickey brings, I kind of said it here, Pepper's the wild card in this. Mickey's the one that a lot of people would say, okay, maybe this is Mickey's moment to win a major singles championship. Soul Taker's got the size. And then there's kind of you that a lot of people don't really know as much and what to expect. So all four of you bring something totally different to the table, more or less.
Yeah, that's true. And you know what? You are right about Pepper. She is a wild card.
She's the wild card in this match. I really think she's the wild card because there's not one defined style that she brings to the table. But I think because of who her learning tree that she comes from, she's the one that might be the one you'd have to say that's the wild card in this because she's the one that a lot of people maybe on paper wouldn't necessarily have as their on their betting odds, but she might be the one that walks away with this because again of just where she's wrestled, the learning tree she comes from, and just the versatility that she's brought to the table. And she's hung in there. She hasn't backed away from challenges. Godric knows that firsthand. I mean, so she might be, like I said, the one that walks away with this because she's the wild card. That's what a wild card is by definition.
So that makes me have to take out her and Mickey Knuckles first, then take out Soul Taker.
Well, you had Mickey first. No, you had Mickey first. You had Mickey as your judge. You had Pepper as your jury. And you had Soul Taker as your execution. But maybe the one you got to focus on first, going back to the word Courtney used, is Pepper. Pepper might be that one because just of what she brings to the table.
You know what? That is true. And I've been watching all videos with Pepper and Mickey Knuckles, their videos. So I'm watching their styles.
And they've teamed together, and maybe you wonder, can they coexist in a singles championship match? Maybe it goes back. Maybe you'll be lucky in the sense that Pepper and Mickey, they'll fight each other. They'll have obviously contrasting egos, contrasting goals, and that goes back to what you wanted all along. You and the Soul Taker, mano a mano, one more time. If you're lucky.
Yeah. They can take each other out, and then it'd be me and Soul Taker.
We're going to find out. There's definitely no question that we are going to find out. And if, again, you want to find out more information, please go to the Legit Alternative Wrestling YouTube page. FUTV shows are posted there every so often. Facebook is closing in on 2,000 likes, and we will have more Law coverage here next week, back-to-back shows. We've got Michael McMoney Sr., and we've got Godric Sandwell next Monday and Tuesday, literally just hours before Parkersburg, West Virginia, 325 7th Street here. All right, so obviously we've spoke a lot about this match. We've spoke a lot about what it would mean to you to win the Indivision Championship. You had, well, a guy that tried to create controversy here, as Courtney would call him, an opportunist, and Wyatt Black, who certainly tried to make a name off you and almost tried to make you put your match on the line that you're in. But is there anything else that you want to talk about? We've touched upon Day Jamison and Timothy Titan a little bit. We've touched upon Soul Taker and your opponents. Godric's been here in the chat. Is there anything else that you'd like to address here before we get to closing thoughts? And Mr. Taufua seems like he is frozen. There you go, Mr. Taufua. And technology is an interesting thing. Mr. Taufua, let me see if I can unmute you. You are frozen, Mr. Taufua. Mr. Taufua. Daniel Taufua. I think he's having some technical difficulties. We'll hope that he comes right back here. We'll get to some final thoughts here in a minute. Mr. Taufua, are you there? Mr. Taufua. Yeah, you have to unmute. There you go. All good. Is there anything else you want to touch upon here before we move on to closing thoughts?
No. Just know that after this match, this death penalty match, you're going to know who a real death mark is. You're going to know who a real money mark is also, Timothy Titan.
So you want to go back into that with Timothy Titan. You certainly are having him in your crosshairs potentially.
Maybe one day. But I'm more focused on this Indivision Championship against Soul Taker, Pepper Pride, and Mickey Knuckles. Mickey Knuckles, I am the judge. Pepper Pride, I'm the jury. Soul Taker, I will be your executioner. After that night at Cease and Desist, I will be the new Indie Vision Championship, and Taufua will reign supreme against all three. And when I do, nobody will have doubt, and nobody will forget the name of Taufua.
Wow, I'll tell you what, I'm excited. You should be excited. I cannot wait to continue to talk about legit alternative wrestling and Cease and Desist. And Daniel Taufua definitely wants to make Mickey Knuckles, Pepper Pride, and Soul Taker cease and desist when it comes to winning that Indie Vision Championship. I want to ask you one more question before closing thoughts. We talked about the term death penalty four-way match. Do you have any idea on what to expect in a death penalty four-way match?
You know what? I'm going to expect everything because everybody's going to bleed. Everybody's going to get their head busted open. They're going to be in pain, trust me. But I will not be in pain. They're going to probably get a nice headbutt, too.
Well, I mean, that isn't what a death penalty match is. Pretty much everything goes and you fight to the death. I mean, so, think of what the death penalty does. But hopefully you guys all don't die here in this match. Somebody just wins and we'll have to see it. Maybe we'll have you on here after you win the Indie Vision Championship. Maybe we'll be so lucky and get that opportunity. We'll be certainly watching it very closely. I know Courtney will be here to talk about the fallout from it right afterwards, and we'll have a lot more coverage ahead, undoubtedly. But I want to pass you the baton. I want to give you some closing thoughts. Anything else that you'd like to plug, share, or say? And it's been an absolute honor to have you. And it's been a long time coming. I've talked about you quite a bit in different places, Express Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. I've talked about you here in Law. And now I get to see you here finally in the Flesh and Wound. And let's give you the floor and any closing thoughts and take it away, good sir.
Okay. Well, all I can really say is Timothy Titan, you better keep your focus against Dave Jameson, because if you don't, then there's always a Claymore that can kick your skull in. La El Shaddai, you got to keep your composure, because if you don't, the devil in the blue coat is right there. Godric Sandwell, the gentleman of exquisite caliber.
Yes, he is. He's
Mickey Knuckles, Pepper Pride, and Soul Taker. Y'all might underestimate me. That's fine. I do better when I'm an underdog. And when the underdog is there, y'all better pay attention to me. If you don't, anybody's shoulders can hit that mat, and all you can hear is 1, 2, 3. And once you hear that and you see me holding that championship up, then you have nothing else. But I will get respect. I will get the respect from Mickey Knuckles, Pepper Pride, and yes, I will get the respect this time from you, Soul Taker, because if you don't, then that means I'm going to call out one more match if you don't give me the respect.
Ooh. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what. There is no question that Daniel Taufua is called the chosen one for a reason. There is no question that Daniel Taufua has got plenty of experience going up in the ring with the Soul Taker, but this time he's going to get that respect. And that respect is going to also come at the hands of him holding that Indie Vision Championship and becoming the first ever Indie Vision champion. And he's going to do that here coming up next Wednesday at Legit Alternative Wrestling Cease and Desist show at 325 7th Street in beautiful Parkersburg, West Virginia. Tickets are only $10. I'm donating a ticket. So if you'd like to go, you can go at my expense. We're going to be talking a lot about the show here coming up next Monday and Tuesday with Michael McMoney Sr. and also the one and only Godric Sandwell. And we see that shovel there. But Daniel Taufua is a fighter. He is showing why he is the chosen one. And he is showing why that he is going to execute, especially the Soul Taker. And he's going to beat that respect out of him. He tried the old-fashioned way, but this time he's going to beat that respect out of him. And I cannot wait to see what happens here. It's going to be him Mickey Knuckles, the deathmatch legend, and of course, Pepper Pride, a rising star who comes from the learning tree of the one and only man, beast, war machine, Rhino, who was here on this platform. And yeah, there's the moment. We're giving Daniel some motivation here because he's seeing that one more time, and that's going to motivate him to go to Parkersburg and win that Indie Division championship and show the Soul Taker why he should have just accepted that handshake and been a man, been respectful. And he talks about no souls matter. Well, you know what? All handshakes matter when it comes to Daniel Taufua, and he's going to make him remember that and some. And Dave Jamison and Timothy Titan, we know Daniel is certainly pulling for his tag team partner. He's pulling for Godric Sandwell, a man he's been in the ring with in multiple places, and we're going to talk a lot more about that. Oh, by the way, some guy, Wyatt Black, came on here and tried to be an opportunist, but it didn't quite work out in his advantage. But he'll be there next Wednesday, and I'm sure we'll talk a lot about him. But my friend, thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to talk with you after next Wednesday. We'll see if you can bring home that championship. Good luck, and maybe we'll even see you with an Il Drago. Maybe the Samoan Chosen Ones. Maybe, just maybe. I mean, that sounded really, really interesting there. That sounded like something I wanted to hear more about, and I'm going to ask my High Chief, my Samoan Dragon, about that very soon here on Sportswire Radio. So stay tuned, and thank you so much, and I look forward to giving you this here after we're off the air.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that was the chosen one, Daniel Taufua, who was a part of companies like Express Wrestling and Legit Alternative Wrestling, where he will be wrestling next Wednesday. Cease and desist. He will be wrestling as a part of the first ever Indie Vision Championship match. The winner will become the first Indie Vision champion. They'll be in a death penalty 4-way match. He'll be in the ring, Daniel Taufua, against the likes of Mickey Knuckles, Pepper Pride, and the Soul Taker. We'll certainly talk a lot more about that next week. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. If you're here on Sportswire Radio, I'm here tomorrow, 2 for the price of 1. The legendary Great White guitarist Mark Kendall is here, and then I am here with Jake Dvorak. Jake Dvorak, of course, of NEW. He'll be here, and he'll talk about NEW's season to start, which is coming up here this Saturday. But until then, please hit the sub button for us. Hit the sub button for our friends at Law. Check them out on Facebook. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station, that is Sportswire Radio. Oh, my God! Look at what he's done! He's pulling the mask. Could this just be the end of days? The end of days for the Soul Taker. Well, it looks like the Soul Taker's soul is not going to matter anymore because Daniel Taufua is now going to Taufua the Soul Taker, especially when it comes to next Wednesday in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. Thank you so much. There's nothing else left to say. It's all on you, the Soul Taker. The blood is going to be on your hands. The Indie Division Championship now is going to be on the shoulders of Daniel Taufua. We'll see everybody tomorrow. There is nothing else left to say. Go out and support Law and follow Daniel Taufua.